The richest families in the world. Ever imagine how the richest families in the world maintain their generational wealth? Well, there's no denying the fact that the money is used for more than just buying flashy cars, private jets, and everything made of gold. These families use the money to buy power, influence, and whatnot. Hey everybody, welcome back to Modern Luxury. Today we're going to be going over the richest families in the world. Some of the richest families have more wealth than the national economies of several countries. But do you have any guesses who's the wealthiest and most powerful family in the world? Let's find out in this video. Situated at number 10, we have the Murdoch family. If you've ever watched TV in your life, then you must have watched a Murdoch-owned production, as this family owns a huge part of the media industry. The family is rooted in Australia and the United Kingdom. One of the most prominent members of this family is Rupert Murdoch, who is known to own over 100 media companies globally, in which there are names such as The Sun, The Wall Street Journal, Fox Entertainment Group, Sky Group, Sky Italia, and whatnot. He has founded numerous production companies. The billionaire was born in Melbourne, Australia, with English, Irish, and Scottish ancestry. Standing at the 71st spot in the list of the world's richest people, he has a major influence in politics too. While media is one of the most powerful soft power tools in the world, and Rupert knows how to control it well. Along with immense power and influence, the family has more than $17.9 billion in total. Number 9. The Wertheimer Family. The Wertheimer family is known for paving their way to glory with intelligence and long-term planning. But how? Well, if you have any idea about the fashion industry, you'd probably have an idea about the famous Coco Chanel. She was founder of the French luxury fashion house known as Chanel. The company was founded in 1910 and has a very interesting story. Coco Chanel was coming up as a successful fashion icon in 1920 and was in need of investors to spread the business worldwide. This is when Pierre Wertheimer made a deal with Chanel and took 70% of the company's profit, and only 10% was left with Coco. The deal was nothing but disappointment for Coco, and she tried taking the company back but failed. The family is now living the best of their lives with highly luxurious mansions and racehorse breeding farms in France. The Wertheimer family is currently worth $62 billion. Number 8. The Windsor Family. The list isn't complete without the British royal family, right? Who can we expect on the list more than the family controlling one of the biggest economies in the world? There's no one on the planet living more royal than Queen Elizabeth and her descendants. Apart from ruling some of the greatest countries in the world, the family has a great fortune of their own. This may come as a surprise, but Queen Elizabeth isn't the wealthiest person in the family. Shocking, right? The Queen has assets of $500 million to her name, and Charles has $400 million. But how is the family worth more than $88 billion? The future King George has a worth of over $3 billion more than his father, who only has $40 billion. But still, the future king isn't the wealthiest Windsor. The little Charlotte of the Windsor family has assets worth $5 billion, but surely her parents haven't disclosed them to her yet. The British royal family is the world's most famous rich family for sure. Number 7. AlSaud Family. The rulers of Saudi Arabia are well known for their luxurious lifestyle and massive wealth. Private jets, flashy cars, toilets made of gold. Yep, they have them all. The land of oil has been ruled by the family since 1932, when Abdulaziz bin Saud became the king of Saudi Arabia. For decades, oil has been the source of wealth for the AlSaud family. The Arabian oil industry is controlled by the family, making them a highly influential entity in the global market. Apart from the enormous wealth, the Saudi rulers have a great share in international politics too. The Crown Prince King Salman is known to be one of the richest persons in the world. Mohammed bin Salman has assets worth more than $1 billion. However, the family has personal assets of a whopping $95 billion. Number 6. The Morgan Family. If you were ever wondering who uplifted the banking system in the United States, you'll have your answers now. J.P. Morgan, the pioneer of the family's astonishing wealth, started his bank in the mid-19th century and financed the heavy industry in the U.S. He provided substantial financial support to the U.S. economy in 1895 and 1907, when the economy was on the brink of collapsing. He handled the financial panic like no one else at that time of the 20th century. Due to the efforts of J.P. Morgan, the family gained great power and influence in the country that aided the coming generation to expand their wealth. The family is also known for revolutionizing the rail and steel industry, allowing them to make more fortune. Morgan's family has maintained their wealth for centuries, and this is the reason they're currently worth more than $119 billion. Number 5. The Koch Family. Yet again, the one who controls the oil controls the wealth. The Koch family is one of the biggest oil producers in the world. The Koch Company, owned by Charles and David Koch, is the largest privately owned company in the United States. It's not surprising that the brothers have a major political influence in the U.S. The successful business was started by Fred Chase Koch, who introduced an innovative method for the refinement of heavy crude oil into gasoline. The Koch brothers are 2 out of the 4 sons of Fred C. Koch, who now control the company. They also funneled their revenue into multimedia advertising as well as television. The younger brother David Koch died in 2019 at the age of 79, but the family members are managing to carry out the operations of the company with full efficiency. The Koch family is worth about $124 billion as of 2022. Number 4. The Mars Family. The Mars family is surely the children's favorite. No matter where you live on the map, you would have tried the products of these sweet manufacturers, as they have a tremendous global outreach, and that is the reason they're responsible for cavities in children too. If you're looking for some inspiration, the Mars family surely has a story for you. The family started their business in a tiny kitchen in 1911 and went on to make their company a global hit. Currently, the Mars family has assets worth $126 billion. Number 3. The Walton Family. The Walton family, or should we call them the Walmart family? If you'd visited the U.S. even once in your life, you would be aware of this chain of hypermarkets. The company was founded in 1962, and currently the 3rd generation of Waltons is handling the business. It is the biggest retail brand in the United States and has a quarter of the humongous retail industry in the U.S. The 3rd generation of the family is credited to have doubled the family's worth in less than a decade, taking the number to $238.2 billion. Number 2. The Rockefellers. The Rockefellers are a family linked with numerous conspiracies in the U.S., known to be the most powerful family in the history of the country. John Rockefeller started writing the legacy of his family when he founded the Standard Oil Company, and for decades, the family ruled the oil industry in the U.S. John had 90% of the domestic market and became the richest American who ever lived. His estimated net worth is beyond our imagination, crossing over at $418 billion. After his death, much of his wealth was given to charity, and yet the family is the 2nd richest in the world. And in the number 1 spot, the Rothschild family, the most influential family in the history of the world. The Rothschild family has been controlling much of the world's wealth since the 18th century. Some still believe that they secretly run the world, but who would disagree? The family came to prominence as bankers in Europe back in the 20th century, and from there, the family has invested in more than 100 industries worldwide, with an insane estimated worth ranging from $500 billion to $1 trillion. The Rothschild family is the richest in the world. These are the richest families in the world. Which one did you find most interesting? Let us know in the comments. And